What's up, everyone? It is Max and Shea back at it again. This is Meathead University. This is episode, I think, 5.
I'm not sure. It's been like a year probably.
Yeah, it's literally been a year since we've recorded one of these.
Yeah,
but
it's been a while.
we are back a year later, a year smarter, and a year bigger.
Bigger, yeah, I was gonna say bigger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Things have changed. A lot has happened for sure.
Yes. So I think we really wanted to cover training, school, kind of update you guys on where we're at
Yeah, in life. Just
in life
general.
and shit. Let's talk a little bit about school first. Where are you at in school right now?
Yeah, so, man, I had a kind of a weird past year of school because I took a semester off because of, not really COVID, but just money reasons. I ended up managing GNC, which is a nutrition store and stuff, supplement store. Did that for about 6 months, and then now I'm back in school, so back in the nutrition program, which I originally was doing.
At UW Green Bay.
Yeah, UW Green Bay. Yep, that's what I was originally doing. Took a semester off. Now we're back. So, but I'm loving it. I'm finally kind of in like the good stuff, like through all my gen eds and stuff. So it's getting more interesting. But the plan is just to get my bachelor's in nutrition and dietetics, and then get my master's, and then hopefully become a RDN or a registered dietitian. So
Yeah.
that's the plan in a short.
Exciting shit, man.
Yeah, so it's exciting. Hopefully, I was just telling you before the podcast to be done in like 3 years with everything. So, yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, so when you're done with school, then what's after that for the next 3 years?
Like with my undergrad or just with school in
with
general?
undergrad.
Yeah, so I'll graduate with my undergrad at the end of next year, so like a year left, but I'm starting my master's next semester because it's like the accelerated program. So I'll be doing like half of my master's degree while I'm finishing my bachelor's. So then after I graduate with my bachelor's, I'll have like a little over half of my master's to do, which is required to take the registered dietitian exam or whatever. So, and is required to do like the internship required for the registered dietitian path. So that's all integrated into one accelerated program that I'll be doing starting after the end of next year.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's exciting. It's a lot, but that's life, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
It's learning, man.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, I don't know if you find the same thing. I think you do. But, like, as you've gotten more busy, like, it doesn't suck because it's stuff you're interested in.
Yeah. I was telling, just at New Year's, I was talking to family and stuff, and, like, cousins and stuff saying how the kids are struggling with school because they don't know what they want to do, and like that's half the battle. Like school sucks when you don't know what you want to do.
Yeah.
But like as soon as you are interested in something and actually enjoy going to class and learning, like it's not even like it's actually fun, you know. It's something you look forward to. And I was just saying before, like we're on Christmas break now, which is why we're doing this podcast. But we're on Christmas break now, and you get out of this schedule and like rhythm with things, and it's just like okay, 1 week is nice, and it's like let's get back into things, you know, back to class and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's alright. A break is nice, but that's the plan.
Yeah, it definitely like rejuvenates us to get back to it.
Yeah, definitely. But that's how I feel like most bodybuilders and fitness people are. Is like schedule, like. Man, like schedule and having a plan is so like important to us. So
yeah, and for us too, we deload for a week from training.
Yeah.
We don't need a month break from
we don't
grind.
need a month. Yeah, fuck man, like what do you do?
Yeah.
It's tough, but I don't know. It's nice kind of just sleeping in and eating and training
Till 8:30.
Yeah, till 8:30. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, how's school and what's the future looking like for Max?
Yeah. Well, it's been going good. This year was my first year, this past semester since we're Christmas break. I'm halfway through my first graduate year. So I'm in the professional phase now. So I technically have my undergrad, but I don't graduate with my undergrad until
you do everything?
After spring semester.
Okay.
So after this next semester. Nice. So I have my undergrad after this next semester. While I've already done all the classes for it, but I'm also in an accelerated program. And then, for this year, then I have 2 more years, which are kind of similar to what you're doing, where, like, my fall semesters are way more class heavy, and then springs are like
More
with clinicals and
stuff.
shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
So I have my first clinical experience this semester, which will be cool. It's just like an observation, so I'm just going to be working with a physical therapist and ask as many questions as I want, which will help a lot.
Soak up knowledge.
Exactly, yeah. So soak up knowledge and a practical experience, which I think will be really cool.
Yeah, for sure. That would be exciting. I think that's what I'm most excited about heading into the future is just like getting out of the classroom and like experiencing those real world situations like with clinicals and stuff. So yeah, that's cool that you're entering that phase already.
Have you had any classes that are like way more practical based?
Like in terms of like real
Like hands on?
Not quite yet. This semester will be like my first like real semester where I'm learning like actual like like things that are applicable to like real life situations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like nutrition isn't as hands on as like physical therapy where like you're actually maybe helping or touching people, I don't know really.
Yeah.
But it's more of like do this if you have diabetes or if you have crappy or like if your kidneys suck, avoid this in your diet and focus on this. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which I'll be getting into more these next couple semesters, so.
Do you have any pharmacology classes?
I don't know. I just watch More Plays, More Dates.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those guys,
Shout
that's my
out.
pharmacology classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Not in my undergrad, I don't have pharmacology. But I have a feeling it's going to be intertwined with a lot of like my like I was telling you, I have those medical classes where like each semester focuses on like diabetes or renal disease or liver or something like that. So I'm sure a lot of those classes will have like like if your client is on metformin or prescribed insulin, you're gonna have to work with their physician to make sure that they're eating enough carbohydrates, because obviously if you're on insulin you have to time it with your carbohydrates and stuff like that so you don't go hypo or hyper whatever. So I'm sure all that will be intertwined within those classes and stuff, which will be cool.
Dude, I don't know, just hearing you like talk about that is so cool, because there's also like I know where physical therapy lies in that too.
Yeah.
Because like when you like take certain drugs or when you take insulin or whatever, like that all matters too when you do therapy with somebody, because you don't want them to go hypoglycemic.
Yeah, I guess I never thought of that.
During
That's pretty cool.
Therapy,
Yeah, everything's intertwined.
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of off topic, but like prior to, say if I was graduating this year with my undergrad, I wouldn't need my master's degree to do the registered dietitian stuff.
You were saying this with sushi the other day.
Yeah, yep. So, but now they're requiring registered dietitians the extra schooling because of how intertwined they actually are with physicians and maybe physical therapists and stuff like that. Yeah. So they think it's necessary, which I don't really care. I agree. If you're working with someone who has diabetes, you should be qualified.
Yeah.
And I think more schooling should be qualified, because just from my experience so far, I haven't learned anything. Not to sound like full of myself, but nutrition wise, I haven't learned anything that isn't out there to be learned through YouTube or through following people through social media or reading on your own. Yeah. So like to think that what I've learned so far is already half of what I'm going to be doing, and all you need is what I'm saying is like that's all you need to know. Yeah. As of right now to work with people with diabetes. So like I think it is good that they're requiring us to get masters and do further education and stuff. Because like I was back to the original point is that it is all intertwined. Like I am consulting with their clients' physicians or physical therapists possibly and stuff like that. So yeah. But
I think your point on like how you haven't learned a ton in school is so true, which is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. Yeah, I have that conversation with my parents all the time because they ask me like, "Oh, how's school going?" And it's like it's good. Yeah. But it's like it's just unfortunate that the way society is set up is that you really go to college to get that fucking piece of paper and degree.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you do learn, especially considering like we're more in like medical fields and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we will learn and probably still have to learn, and we'll be learning the rest of our lives. But a good majority of this stuff is just memorizing and passing tests to get a piece of paper, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What I found is, the more, like, I had this one class this semester called Basic Examination where, like, I learned how to, like, go through, like, interviewing with patients. So where we would do, like, a subjective interview where we would...
Like an onboarding process type thing?
Yeah. Kind of, like, just hearing all the patient's symptoms, maybe doing, like different tests or measures on them to kind of, like, verify or deny, like, hypotheses we might have.
Sure.
And I found that so helpful because that's, like, the type of shit that you can learn online, but it's a lot more difficult because it's not just, like, learning facts or whatever.
And I feel like a course like that gives you a good framework of how to have your, I guess, because I'm sure, like, in, like, the real world, like, once you actually start working, you'll have, like, your own onboarding / like, observation or whatever. What would you call it?
Like a subjective interview?
Yeah, you'll probably have an interviewing process or onboarding process that's more tailored toward, like, what you find is the most practical, I guess.
Yeah, just like how we are with, like, coaching. Like, I'm
Coaching
sure our onboarding processes are a little different.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, that class is probably building a really good framework for you so that you have a place to start from once you get into the real world. Because, like, that's things that, like, you don't think of. Because, like, I'm sure maybe when you got into coaching too, but, like, when I got into coaching, one of the things that I've changed the most is literally, like, my consultation applications / format, like, the questions I ask. Like, it used to be super complex, which I think is good, but then at the same time is, like, I ask all these questions and, like, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the questions don't even really matter that I didn't even end up referring back to. So, like, you keep refining it, and then you get this end product that, you know, you ask the questions that really matter and the things that you can actually use, you know?
Yeah.
So.
It's almost the idea that, like, while, like, a ton of data is helpful, only some of it's, like, really useful. Yeah.
Otherwise it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like if you had a client, like track everything from, I don't know, like, if you had them track, like, HRV, take their oxygen saturation, shit like that, like,
literally,
it's helpful, like, you know more stuff with it, but is it really useful for what you're doing?
And the thing is, too, like, some coaches do that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, a lot of the coaches that are doing that, they've been coaching for a while. They have a very specific target audience that is willing to track all that stuff from the get-go. And they're also charging a pretty penny. Charging $1,000 a month for coaching.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're paying $1,000 a month for coaching, if I'm told to track my HRV, you damn well bet I'm tracking my HRV, you know, because I'm paying $1,000.
Right.
So, like, there's a point that maybe, you know, you can grow to that, which, because, like, ideally, I think it'd be sweet to track all that stuff. But when I'm asking $150, $200 a month from a person that's just looking to maybe lose 20 pounds, you know, to ask them to give me their HRV or their blood glucose, I can barely get what their fucking weight is every morning, you know? So it's like,
right.
Yeah, so it's just like, but
you gotta focus on the basics.
Yeah, which at the end of the day is what drives the needle the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's pretty much, I mean, we could talk about school and stuff forever.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about, but let's talk about, I want to hear a little bit more about your prep. And you covered it on your YouTube channel and stuff like that, but
if you want to check it out, links in the bio. But yeah, I competed in 2 shows.
That's right, I forgot you did 2 shows.
Yeah, 2 shows. So I did one, I think it was like September 5th or something like that. The other one was September 24th. So it was about like 3 weeks in between the 2 shows. So I think for the first one, I had prepped for 15 weeks. And then, I had like 3 more weeks to dig for the second show.
It's about 18 weeks total.
18 total, yeah.
Nice.
I think we were going to go a little shorter to start with, and then it was going to be a little longer than that. So, like, 18 was kind of like the middle ground. But I feel happy that we went with 18. I even feel like I could have gone slower, and it probably would have been even better. Because, throughout the whole prep, I think I lost like a pound and a half, maybe 2 pounds a week.
That's a good rate though.
Yeah, it's a good rate. But like towards the end, like I was still losing that much, and I feel like towards the end, like you kind of want to start losing a little bit slower.
And then you start feeding like almost like into the show.
Yeah.
Kind of giving your body a break because you already did the work type thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the peaking process was interesting, but like as a whole, I think my prep was really not bad at all. I mean, I think we only made like 2 calorie adjustments the whole time. I think I went from 30, I think I started prep at like 3,100 calories.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But for me,
what'd
like,
your calories get down to?
The lowest they got to was like 2,300, I think.
Damn, that's not even bad, dude.
No.
I'm hoping that I don't have to go any lower than that.
Dude, and the crazy thing is that, like, I was at 2,300 calories, but I wasn't doing any cardio.
Yeah.
I was just getting, like...
Steps, right?
Yeah. I was getting, like, 15,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Which, like, for me, it wasn't a lot because
especially
that's just what I got at school.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's freaking, like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Like, the craziest thing I would do for cardio would be, like, walk, like, 30 minutes to class or something.
Yeah. But you set yourself up pretty good for that because, like, you did a long massing phase before that where you're eating a lot of food, you know, you had your body weight at a good point and stuff, and then you even started, before just jumping in the prep, you did a maintenance phase, you kind of dropped all your fatigue and whatnot, you know, kind of just chilled for a little bit. So, like, when you entered your cut or whatever, your prep, your body wasn't under probably any stress at all.
Yeah.
So your body just responded well, which makes sense, and proof's in the pudding. I mean, you were shredded and you didn't do cardio and your calories stayed relatively high, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was sweet. Doing the first show, I think, like, it's really hard for me to tell which show I looked better for. I feel like for the first one, I looked fuller.
You should do like a post on Instagram comparing it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
You guys do that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, the first one, I think I was fuller. The second one, I was definitely leaner, but I feel like between the 2 shows, I don't know, I had some interesting stuff go on at the end of prep.
Yeah, you got food poisoning, didn't you?
Yeah,
you had like
food
a weird
poisoning
reaction
or
to
something, dude.
Avocados?
So the avocado thing was for my first peak week.
Okay, that was the first one.
Yeah, my first peak week, because my macros were really interesting. They were like mostly fat, really high protein, like no carbs. So to get to the amount of calories that I was supposed to be at in order to like not fucking lose a bunch more weight or whatever, like I need to just eat a bunch more fat. And I was like, how am I gonna do this? And I decided to put avocados in there. And the funny thing is I remember when I decided to do that, I remembered in my head John Jewett saying like don't do any new shit during peak week.
Peak week, yeah.
Yeah. And I did some new shit during peak week.
Gotcha.
And I suffered the consequences.
Yeah.
Where, I ate that shit at like 7 a.m. or something, and my stomach hurt until like 5 p.m. And I had to take a nap, and when I woke up I felt better, but... Yeah, but then...
You know not to eat avocados.
Yeah, exactly. And then for the second show, I got, some food poisoning or something like that, and I had fucking really bad diarrhea.
Damn.
For like 3 days. So I think, like, that...
Did it happen both times as... Because I remember, like, the beginnings of your peak weeks were pretty high fat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did these flare-ups happen both times? You switched to the high fat?
No. I think this second time was after my first show, maybe like a week or a week and a half after my first show.
Okay.
So I don't know what caused it. I think it could have been a few different things. It could have been...
Did you have a cheat meal after?
Yeah, just
after
one.
the first show?
Mm-hmm. I just had, my cheat meal after the first show was my breakfast the day after.
Okay, yeah.
Where I had a bunch of food, but, like, it was all just food I was eating on prep normally.
Yeah.
I think what might have caused it was, like, some old chicken that I ate or something, where I would, like, prep, like, all my food on Sunday and then have it for the whole week, and that chicken was, like, 7 days old or some shit, which I think is too old.
Yeah, dude, my mom gets mad at me sometimes because I'll have, like, chicken. I hate wasting food.
Yeah, me too.
I'll have, like, sometimes, like, because I rotate my protein, so, like, sometimes I'll get on, like, a beef kick or something, or venison. So, like, I'll have, like, this prepared chicken, but then I start eating a bunch of ground venison,
Mm.
and then I run out of the venison, and I'm like, oh, I got chicken, and I open it up, and it's like, it's a little like, like a normal person wouldn't even think about it, they throw it out.
Yeah.
My mom's like, are you really gonna eat that? And I'm like, I'm gonna heat it up, so I'll kill the bacteria. I haven't gotten sick yet, knock on wood, but yeah, sometimes like, I don't think I've ever thrown it out. There was chicken on sale at Pick and Save the other day, so I bought a bunch of it.
And was it reduced price?
Yeah, it was reduced, so that means it's usually close to date.
Yeah.
So I didn't think I should have froze it, because if you freeze it, then you can at least like unthaw it and cook it, and it should be fine. But I didn't freeze it, and it sat in my fridge for like another week, and I like went to cut it open, and like it smelled a little sour.
Yeah.
And I was like, my mom was in the kitchen. I'm like, shit, she's gonna like smell it, and, like, give me a hard time. And I'm like cutting it up. She's like, are you really gonna cook that? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I haven't gotten sick from it yet. And I'm like, yeah. But I ended up throwing that away because like,
okay,
it was already raw.
Yeah.
And sour smelling, so I'm like, that's a little too gross. But if it was like cooked and a little sour, I'm gonna fucking eat it. It's cooked.
Then it starts looking a little gray and slimy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was pissed. I had to go to the store and buy more chicken.
That's funny as well.
So you gotta do what you gotta do when you're broke, right?
Exactly,
You gotta eat.
We are back. Quick little break there just to make sure the camera wasn't off or some shit.
Yep.
That's pretty much how prep went. Overall prep was pretty easy for me. The hardest part was for sure post-show, which I also remember hearing from Jean-Jude or somebody else that was saying, like, prep's not over until you're 8-12 weeks post-show or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is so true because, I don't know, for whatever reason, I had this idea in my head that when prep is over and I could go back to living normally.
Yeah.
But, like, coming out of it, my hunger
You were hungry for once.
Yeah, I was hungry for once. Yeah. I was never like that. Before I started prep, like, I didn't want to eat anymore. Like, starting prep was like, yes.
Yeah, you're excited to not eat so much.
Eat so much. And it was, super weird for me to be so hungry. And it was hard to not just fucking go to town.
Binge and stuff, yeah.
I mean, I kind of did, though. Like, for the first, like, few weeks, I was gaining good, like, 2-3 pounds a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but when you're that depleted and that shredded, that's kind of normal the first couple weeks. But it seems like you slowed it down now and got it under control now. I think for me, that's kind of like my biggest concern for starting prep is not I'm not worried about the prep itself. Like, I can stick to I can make myself a plan and stick to it and reduce food as needed. I'm worried about post-show, like you said. But again, like, we're different in the way that, like, you've always been someone that doesn't have an appetite. And, like, it'll be Christmas and I'll be, 14 weeks into a bulking season, eating 4,000 calories, and it's Christmas, and I'll still binge on 20 cookies.
Yeah.
Like, I can eat. Like, I don't have an issue eating. So, like, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
But at the same time, is like, I've always been a super hungry person. So I have a lot of, like, tricks and, like, things that I know that, like, I can resort to help manage my hunger and, like, stuff like that. But, again, at the same time, I've never gotten that lean before. I've never probably been that hungry. But, like, I can't remember the last time I wasn't hungry, except that leg day the other day. Which is, like, rare for me, and I was like, what the hell? But...
what happened during that leg day? Why weren't you feeling hungry?
I don't know, I'll be honest, I probably haven't deloaded, took a break in a while. But I've been making good progress and getting stronger and stuff. But after that leg day, dude, I was just destroyed. Like, I'm not the guy that takes naps during the day.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy that loses my appetite. I'll always eat, even if I'm, like, not crazy hungry. I like eating, so I don't have an issue eating. But after that leg day, dude, like, I had 150 grams of carbs to eat, and I hated it. Like, I didn't hate it, but I just felt, like, disgusting and nauseous eating it.
Yeah.
And I was, like, and after that, I took a nap, and I don't take naps.
Yeah.
I took, like, an hour nap, and it was just, like, and even after the nap, I felt a little better, but I was just like, man, like, that leg day just destroyed me.
Yeah.
And that was 2 weeks ago, and I said that this week I was gonna take a deload, but that didn't happen. Cause I'm starting prep, or like I'm doing a 16-week prep for a show in June, but before the 16 weeks I'm doing a maintenance phase, which is starting next week.
Yep.
20 week, which will be 20 weeks out from the show. And the way my brain works is I didn't want to take a deload a week before I was supposed to. So I'm just pushing the rest of this week, which I'm almost done. I had a good leg day this week. I did take it kind of easier. I did, like, last time I did Smith squats, I did like 335. This week I only did 315, which isn't really much, which isn't much easier, but, and I like,
It's a little better.
held a couple reps in the tank.
Yeah.
Compared to the last time I did them, so I didn't like make progress, but it was still a hard leg session.
Yeah.
But yeah, I only have 2 more training sessions,
Mm.
and then I'm jumping into like a maintenance phase next week.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna start. Which I'm just gonna start my new training program.
Like what you'll be doing on prep.
What I'm planning on doing through prep
Mm-hmm.
for the next 20 weeks. I'm just gonna start that at like one hard not hard set in the sense where I'm like going to failure, but probably to like 2 reps or like a 2 RIR.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna do like 1 set of each of my compounds,
Mm-hmm.
like my main lifts to like a 2 RIR, and then I'll probably do like two sets to the same intensity of like my other like smaller. I don't like using accessory as a
Yeah.
word, but you know what I mean, like.
Yeah.
I extend like leg extensions or stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I'm probably gonna cut intensity and volume back. Well, I'm 100% going to. And the only way I can do that mentally is if I'm starting like a new program.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
So I'm just gonna start like fresh. Start with
Mhm.
low volume, lower intensity.
Mm-hmm.
Do that for a week, and then the remaining 3 weeks of my maintenance phase, I'll start training a little harder again.
Yeah.
I probably won't increase volume throughout it. I'll probably just focus on
Yeah.
other ways of progression, but that's the plan for the next 4 weeks, and then prep.
Yeah. Are you excited for prep?
I am really excited for prep, yeah. Honestly, I'm pretty excited. Like, it's something I think about every day, so, yeah. I'm excited. It's gonna be new water for me just because I've, like, gotten lean before, but I've never gotten, like, stage lean, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's gonna be a huge... I'm excited mostly because it's gonna be a huge learning experience for myself. And it's going to be stuff that I can use in my coaching, which I'm excited for. And the scary part is, to be honest, is I don't have a coach.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I know a lot of people say get a coach because like they're that second eye that can make the correct adjustments and changes when maybe I won't see it myself.
Yeah.
So like that part I'm a little nervous about. But I'm going into it understanding that, and I have you. I can send you
Yeah.
pictures and
100%.
tell you what I'm doing and stuff. But that's probably my biggest concern, and like kind of the thing that's lingering in the back of my head is that I don't have a coach. But man, like I just, to be honest, I am not. I can't afford it right now to hire a coach. So it's just what it is.
Yeah.
I'll have to figure it out. And like I want to coach too myself. So like
Yeah.
I do want to learn. You know, the process. And I know you can learn through a coach,
Yeah.
but I don't think you can learn any better than doing it yourself.
Yeah.
Well, that's maybe not true.
I think you're honestly in a decent spot too, because like I've already competed before, and like I'll definitely be able to help you.
Yeah.
As far as that goes.
And man, there is a lot of information out there.
Yes.
I think I know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not peak week wise.
Yeah.
But I have a pretty good idea. It's something I've been looking into. And I don't want to talk about it because I have no place to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know enough to talk about it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not going to talk about it, but
Okay.
I think that's something that, well, I guess the way my mind is looking at it right now is I want to be lean enough going into peak week that even if I don't peak 100% correctly, I still look good enough to get on stage.
That sounds about it.
So peak week for me, the way I'm looking at it right now, isn't going to be some crazy change thing that's going to like change my physique. Because I feel like if that's how you're going about peak week, you're not ready anyways.
I agree.
And the cool thing is too is that come peak week, if I am completely not ready, there is another show put on by the same promoters at the same place, literally a month later.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
But the only shitty thing is that show that's a month later is the 4th of July, and like that's the only weekend of the entire year that I like let loose,
Yeah.
drink like a jackass and like do things that aren't bodybuilding conducive.
Yeah.
So, but hey, if I want to compete, you gotta compete. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like you'll be ready by then. But also I think that your point on the peak week is a really good one, because I think a lot of times people look at peak week like it's gonna make a fucking massive difference.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it like, if you look good going into peak week, like, okay, yeah, maybe deplete a little bit at the beginning of peak week and, you know, maybe slowly eat a little bit more carbs going up into it. But,
I did.
yeah, but like, man, if you're shredded, you're shredded. And at this level too, it's like I'm gonna be doing a novice show because it's my first show. I'll probably do like the main event too. I think I can
You
do
open?
both. Yeah, open. But I mean, like, do you expect me to look like Hadi Chupin? Like, freaking shredded, like, nah, that's like next level shredded. Like, that's not even like how crazy shredded guys like that are. Like, no, I'm not gonna be that shredded.
Yeah.
And like the reason those guys are that shredded too is because, as bro sciencey as this might be, is that like they do have that mature muscles and density and stuff that gives that look, which I don't have. So,
and they've also done the peaking and prep process
a million times.
How many fucking times?
And then Hani Rambam coaching them, which
they're professionals at it, man.
Yeah. So yeah, and I'm not trying to say that to like cover my ass and like say that like this is why I'm not gonna be shredded.
Oh,
like,
no,
yeah, the
no.
goal is to be as shredded as possible.
Yeah.
But, you know, take it as it goes, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna put the work in, and
Yeah.
I'm excited though. Yeah, man, I'm really excited. I'm, like I said, most excited to learn, to see what I'm capable of doing, putting myself through something that is, like I said, new water. I'm kind of an introverted person too, so I'm excited to expose myself in a way.
Yeah.
Get on a stage in front of family in a freaking Speedo.
Yeah, dude.
Like, that is...
No kidding.
It's scary, but it's exciting because that's not really something that aligns with my old self, especially. So it'll be definitely putting myself out there, and I'm excited to do that. I think it's gonna... I don't want to use it... I don't want to look at it in a way of creating a new identity, but, like, I've been living like a bodybuilder for the last 3 years, which isn't a long time, but, you know, like...
Yeah.
I've been doing it pretty, like, strictly and religiously.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like doing this show is kind of, like, capitalizing on, like, yeah, like, this is me. Like, I am serious about this.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, I'm excited for that, man. And, yeah. And, like, obviously getting cool pics and stuff, too. Like, that's always fun.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, I think that's a really cool thing about prep is, like, going through that whole process to actually being, like a competitive bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like before then, like, you're still counted as a bodybuilder, but you're still doing all the shit to be a bodybuilder.
Yeah, like, they made a good point on Fuad's podcast. Like, another sport that is, like, I mean, like, if you play football with your friends on the weekend, you don't call yourself really you say you play football for fun, but you don't call yourself, like, an NFL player. But, like, for example, like, golf. Like, if someone asks, like, if you're not in the PGA but you golf a lot, yeah, I'm a golfer. But just because you're not in the PGA or do tournaments doesn't make you not a golfer.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it is with bodybuilding. I feel like
yeah,
you can be a bodybuilder and not have to compete, but I still feel like competing kind of like solidifies it.
It gives you that Medal of Honor.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Did it.
Yeah, and like that's well, I'm excited for that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a really cool part of it too. And also, I like your point on, like, exposing yourself in front of all your... well, like, that's literally what it is. Like, in a Speedo, like, barely any clothes, you're just covering your fucking junk.
Yeah,
that's about it.
I know, and, like, yeah, I've always kind of... And, like I said, it's really different from what people know me as. It's not, like, I guess... my immediate family and, like, my grandparents and brother and stuff, and, like, you and other close friends, they've known me over the past 4 years now, and, like, it's not surprising that I want to do a bodybuilding show to them, but not that I care what other people think outside of that, but, like, you know, other people still, it just bothers me that, like, there are still people out there that kind of have this thought of who I am due to my, like, who I was, you know?
Sure.
And I think that kind of, like, not that, because I really don't care, because, like, those people, like, doesn't matter what they think anyways. But it is kind of like I said, solidifying like who I really am now, and like
Totally.
I have found the passion and like like I'm serious about what I'm doing. I'm not just trying to like flex.
You're not just training and
yeah
posting Instagram pictures. You're actually a bodybuilder.
yeah. So
it's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there'll be a lot of positives.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like and like pushing yourself to that level too is also really cool, because it's the thing I like about bodybuilding is that there's nobody else to like tell you to do it.
Yeah.
Like
It's
it all
all
comes
you.
down to you. Like you don't have a coach that's there like, hey, fucking get after it today. Like
it's
do your best. Like you tell yourself that.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. So I've always liked things like that too. I mean, like I was always like team sports athlete in high school. Like I played football.
Mm-hmm.
But like you'll hear a lot of bodybuilders saying like, oh yeah, I was always an individual sport person. Like I played track, or I liked golf, or like sports that relied on just yourself, like wrestling or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I played football, which I had a team. But like I doubt any of my old teammates are watching, but we sucked. We weren't good. And I'm not saying this to toot my horn, but I was a pretty good football player. Like, I was like, I was good on the team.
Yeah.
And I always felt like going into the games that like, fuck, like I gotta play hard if we want to do good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I know fucking Jimmy, he ain't doing shit, you know? So I always felt it in me, you know, through high school. So now I actually feel like I'm in a sport that like, it literally comes down to me.
Yeah.
Like 100% me. What I put in is what I'm gonna get out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's gonna be fun and exciting. So.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. That's definitely probably one of the things that I like about bodybuilding most, is that it just all comes down to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it's like every day too, and all the time.
Yep. It goes back to the schedule thing.
And back to just kind of being an all or nothing person.
Yeah, literally. Oh my god.
Yeah, we're both like that, I think.
Yeah. I haven't shaved in 2 years. So I've told this already a couple times today, but I went to shave last night out of nowhere. I was like, oh, I'm gonna shave my face. Like, kind of starting prep soon, so I'm gonna be shaving and whatnot. I shaved the beard and everything. And I was about to shave the stash. I'm like, fuck it. Leave it. Whatever. Rock it. Went downstairs, thought I was gonna get like funny reactions from my brother and stuff, but he's like, oh, it doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
And I probably look like a dumbass on camera right now, but it doesn't look terrible.
Oh, bro, I think it looks pretty good.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it made me look older.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But
I definitely find that when when my face is cleanly shaven, I feel like I look a lot younger.
Yeah.
But it almost always is.
Yeah.
Because my beard's ginger. Dude, it literally is. Like my hair is kind of like that, but
yeah, I haven't really noticed it, but I got a little ginger in there.
Yeah, it's a little interesting. Yeah.
You want to answer those questions?
Yeah. So I put a question box up on my Instagram, just of a couple questions. Well, I got 2 questions to have us answer on here. Yeah. So ask us questions for next time.
Yeah.
But we have 2 questions here. The first one, this is, I guess, a more fun one. What is your favorite fast food to eat?
Right now, for me, that's a tough question to answer. Because of my current job, I'm like door dashing, you know?
Right.
So, if you don't know, I'm sure they know what DoorDash is, but I'm like the delivery guy, so like I go to all these fast food places like every night.
Yeah.
Like Popeyes, McDonald's, Burger King, Panda Express, noodles, Panera Bread, pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And I have all this food sitting in my car while I'm delivering it, and it all smells so good. So honestly, I think anything right now would be really good.
Yeah.
But the one thing that was like the most tempting was I don't know if Little Caesars. Well, it's like a fast food, like it's like a Domino's, like pizza place, and that shit, dude, smelled so freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if I'm gonna have a cheap meal here and then like during my maintenance phase before I start prep, I might order like a 16-inch pizza. Just smash that by myself, dude.
Yeah.
With like some breadsticks, like oh god, like that sounds like a pizza, man. It's just kind of like not even like everyone talks about like crazy pizza places in Chicago and New York, but like Which I've been to some good pizzerias or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
And like it's good pizza, don't get me wrong, but sometimes just a greasy ass like pizza that takes like 5 minutes to like or get delivered to your house, like just hits.
So good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they smell good too.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like hot and like, yeah, I don't even want to think about it because I'm gonna end up eating one tonight. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't think about it too much.
I would probably say for me my favorite fast food currently, even though I don't really eat fast food, if I had to, I'd probably go for like a fast food style pizza, like Domino's or Little Caesars. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good one.
But I don't know, man. I picked up Popeyes the other night and Panda Express.
Some
And
chicken, man.
that dude, that's,
Chinese.
yeah. Even though we eat chicken all the time, but when it's deep fried and has like orange sauce or whatever you call it, like that stuff's so good.
Yeah.
How about you?
Let's see. So I feel you on the pizza. I love pizza, especially at the end of my prep. I really wanted to have like a whole pizza.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do that later in massing when I need it.
Yeah.
But I don't need that shit yet.
I was looking, not to cut you off, but I was looking at like the frozen pizzas.
Yeah.
They're only like 900 calories for a full pizza.
Yeah, like those Jack's pizzas or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's doable. Like
Yeah.
you could, you know, you could.
But they're way more thin crust.
Yeah, they're thin, but
There's
just
something about
just
the
the
thin
idea
crust.
of eating a whole pizza
Yes.
is what's satisfying in my head, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah. Anyways, you were saying what?
If I had to choose, I would. I'm a big chicken finger guy, dude.
Yeah.
I love that
Like
shit.
KFC?
Raising Cane's, I'd have to say.
I've never been to one of those.
Yeah, if you ever come down to St. Louis, we're getting Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good.
Is it like the same concept as like a KFC or Popeyes?
Similar, yeah, but they have like really good chicken tenders, and then they have like Texas toast.
Ooh, dude, Texas toast, the big thick buttery stuff.
Big thick buttery, super good. They have really good like crinkle cut fries, and they have this cane sauce, which is like, I don't know what it all is, but it's like so good. It's like, you know, like kind of how Chick-fil-A has their own sauce.
I think that's like Thousand Island, like so, maybe not.
I think it's like I don't even know. I feel like I found out what it was before, but I don't remember.
It's like a spicy mayo in a way almost.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah. Kind of like that. Really good.
Yeah.
Amazing chicken tenders. Yeah.
Which the hack for that is getting a sauce like that. It's similar to like obviously it's not gonna be the same as buying like Chick-fil-A sauce that you can literally buy at like the grocery store. You can buy bottles of it.
Yeah.
But and people are probably gonna roast me for this if people watch. I'm just kidding. But taking like Greek yogurt and a little bit of I forget which G. Hughes barbecue sauce it was, but you mix those two together.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a creamy like buffalo like spicy like mayo. It's so good, dude. I used to do that. But anyways.
Dude, the more we talk, the more shit I realized like what you do.
Yeah, dude.
Just
I have
such bodybuilder shit.
Yeah, I
bodybuilder hacks.
Yep. Yeah.
What is that other hack that has to do with protein powder?
The protein powder. Oh my god. Yeah, I was telling you that. That when I get a sweet tooth, what I do is instead of grabbing a cookie, because my house is always full of like cookies and chips and stuff. Mm-hmm. Which if I even eat one, I'll end up eating like 5. Mm-hmm. So I just take a scoop of protein powder and like throw it back, and kind of chew on it, and it gets like chewy and like I compared it to like if you have chocolate protein powder, and if you just throw like half a scoop back in your mouth, if you like let it like, this is gross, but if you let it like soak in your mouth and like chew on it, it like turns into like a Tootsie Roll. Uh-huh. So you kind of just chew on it for a little bit, and it kills my sweet tooth, and it's a little extra protein.
Yeah,
like during a massing phase, like I could, not be so strict on myself and have a cookie, which once in a while I do, but like, I just know for myself that if I start having a cookie after every freaking meal, there's gonna be 5 cookies, and I'm gonna be fat. I don't want to be fat.
Yeah.
I don't mind getting a little fat, but I don't need to be like fat.
Yeah.
But yeah, the protein hack,
Yeah.
Which I'll have to stop doing soon.
What are some other diet hacks you could share with the audience?
Well, the one that I just discovered was the rice flour, which I kind of talked about a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so if you eat cream of rice, it's expensive. I mean, it's not like really expensive, but when you're going through 5 boxes a week, that's one box right now. And they jacked, inflation, the price is jacked up. A box of cream of rice used to be like $3.29 here, and now it's like $4.25.
Mm-hmm. And there's no generic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, cream of rice is actually like a brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, because like what kind of food cream of rice is it's hot cereal.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's what it's categorized as, and cream of rice is actually like the brand name.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's not really generics, and but the only ingredient is rice, and it's like powdered rice. And back to why I discovered this is that, or what I discovered is that you can buy white rice flour, which is like by a company called Bob's Red Mill. That's the company that I buy it from now. And
God bless Bob.
Yeah, God bless Bob. But so it's literally the same thing as cream of rice. They both say rice as the ingredients, and they're both powdered. The flour rice is obviously finer and more powdery. It's like a flour.
Mm-hmm.
But both, like the cream of rice box and the bag of rice flour cost the same. So they're both $4.25. But the rice flour has 17 servings, and a box of cream of rice has 9 servings. Yeah. So you're getting double the amount, for the same price.
Yeah.
And like the serving size and everything is the same. So like it's not like the box of cream of rice is 45 grams per serving. The rice flour is 90 grams per serving, but it's, or not 90, 40 grams per serving. So it's like 5 grams difference, but like that's just a calorie calculation thing, because like you can change labels up to like 20%.
Yeah.
So it's literally the same thing, but double the amount for the same price.
Yeah.
So if you're broke and like cream of rice, check your store for Bob's Red Milk rice flour, and they do white rice flour, brown rice flour, and sweet rice flour.
What sweet rice?
Sweet rice is made from sushi rice, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That okay, cool.
So I bought all 3, because that's how I am.
Yeah.
I like food. I haven't tried the brown rice or the sweet rice flour yet, but I tried the regular white rice flour, and that shit was good, dude. Like,
just once, right?
I had it a couple times already.
Couple times.
Yeah. So it's,
well, you've only had it a couple times, and it was pretty easy to make it good.
Oh yeah. I just it's a lot finer, so you have to make sure you stir it really good, like I was saying before. But what I did is I would just, obviously you have to find how much water you need, because everyone's bowl is different,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't measure the water, I just turn the faucet on. But I would use a whisk and whisk it up before I microwaved it really good so it doesn't clump up. Microwave it for a minute, whisk it again, microwave it for a minute, whisk it again, until you get the consistency that you want. And it's like a creamy, like moist cake, like fluffy, and just like, and like I was saying earlier, I'm a texture guy. So like I like my food to have good texture, because it like we eat bland ass food. So like, what else do you enjoy? The texture, So yeah, get on it. Check my TikTok. I go over it in my TikTok videos. I've not seen anyone else do it yet, so
yeah.
Give credit.
It could be the next big thing, dude.
It could be the next big thing, yeah.
I'm gonna try that shit as soon as I get back to school, man.
Yeah. Another food hack that we both had to quit, though, is the pumpkin.
The pumpkin? Pumpkin. This is such a good thing to talk about. Yeah, so...
I'll start because...
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
So I used to eat pumpkin like crazy. Like, because it's super low calorie, it has fiber, it has a lot of vitamin A. Remember that. It has a lot of vitamin A. And... it's just good to add to things like oats, or I used to make like these frozen yogurt bowls where I would mix Greek yogurt and pumpkin, and it would be like this huge bowl of ice cream that I would freeze and eat. And I did it every night, probably for like 2 years. Like no lie, like every night. Long. Yeah. And my hands turned orange, my feet were orange, and I thought like I ended up getting blood work, and I wanted to get we won't talk about that, but the original reason I got blood work done is because I wanted to see if my liver was fucked up.
from the yellow hands.
Yeah, because I was like, what the hell? Like I didn't think my hands would turn yellow from eating pumpkin.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it was. So I ate so much pumpkin that my hands and feet turned yellow essentially, and I got self-conscious about it because I had one kid in one of my organic chemistry classes say to me one time, he's like, damn, dude, how much do you drink? Because he thought I had jaundice. I'm like, dude, I literally don't drink at all, actually. I just eat a lot of carrots and a lot of pumpkin.
Yeah.
And I turned orange. And then he went through bodybuilding prep
Yep.
and had some hunger things he was dealing with. I'm like, dude, for me, pumpkin saved me because it was so low calorie and high volume and fiber.
Yeah.
So he got on it, and then...
Yeah, so kind of what I started doing, this was after prep when, like, my hunger was insane. If I just listened to my body and just ate whatever the fuck I wanted, I would be 250 pounds by now, just obese as shit. But I started eating tons and tons of vegetables and literally just mostly vegetables. I was having pumpkin, carrots, and sweet potato every single day. Pumpkin on my oatmeal.
It's a lot of beta carotene.
Yeah, a lot of beta carotene, lots of vitamin A, like he was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was having pumpkin on my oatmeal every day, carrots like multiple times throughout the day because I just needed a low calorie snack, and then sweet potatoes at night all the time. And man, it was probably only like a month and a half of doing this super consistently. My hands turned orange. They still kind of are. My feet turned orange, but also my face.
Yeah, see, that's what I noticed the most. Was like it was like around your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I didn't actually get I didn't get it on my face, but you did. Yeah.
And I wasn't concerned about it at all right away because I didn't really notice it on myself. But then, like, other people noticed it. I saw my parents over Thanksgiving break, and they were like, hey, you look really yellow. Like, what's going on? Like, have you gotten your blood work done recently?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. I eat a lot of pumpkin and carrots and stuff, and turns out that that's actually something that can cause this issue. But the annoying thing is that
It's
like
good.
also gets me like self-conscious too, because back at school people were like asking me if there's something wrong with my liver, if I've like I've had multiple people come up to me and ask like, hey, have you done like a bodybuilding show recently? Because I thought it was like tan that was left over. But no, it was just literally just
That's crazy. But that's bodybuilders for you. You find a food that you like, you just hammer it.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't get sick of it, and then too much of anything is.
Yep.
Not that I don't think I forget what it's called, like the actual. When you get the orange skin or yellow skin, it's not harmful. I don't think.
No, it's not.
It's not. Yeah, but it is annoying when you look yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And especially for me, I was most self-conscious about it when like. This is weird, but like when my skin would get wet, or like when I was outside, like when over the 4th of July, I went up north and we were like boating and at the beach and stuff, so my feet and hands were wet all the time. And for some reason, it like made it way more vibrant, the orangeness of my hands.
Oh yeah.
So like I just felt like this freaking like orange, literally an orange, you know, and I was like, yeah. And then after that kid made that comment to me in class, like I would raise my hand like backwards because I didn't want to go like this because my hands are fucking orange. Orange. I gotta stop swearing, but yeah. So yeah, that can happen if you eat too much pumpkin. So watch it.
Yeah, it sounds like something that is definitely not true, but
it's true. Yeah, it happened to both of us. So
yeah, like it sounds so fake. Just being like you eat a lot of orange vegetables and you turn orange.
Yeah,
but it's really what happens.
And it took it. I cut it out for. I've had all like foods rich in beta carotenes out of my diet, and I even avoided supplements high in vitamin A, which kind of sucks because it's such a good antioxidant for your body actually, and you know, a good nutrient. But I didn't want to look orange.
Yeah. Yeah, like if it were up to me, I'd still be eating pumpkin. But
yeah, same. Honestly, it's really good, and I miss it, but.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I'd rather not be asked if I'm still tan or
if I have a drinking
my liver's
problem.
failing.
Yeah.
A drinking problem, fuck. Yeah, that's a bodybuilding hack that needs to be approached with some caution.
Yeah, I'll probably bring it back during prep.
Yeah.
I'll probably cut it out after.
Yeah.
Because I don't think 16 weeks is going to kill me.
No. I think I did it, I think I stopped eating pumpkin like maybe a month and a half ago now. And it's like, it's getting there.
Yeah.
I feel like my face isn't as orange, which is the biggest positive.
Yeah, that's the best, yeah.
Yeah.
Got any other questions?
Yeah, well that was our deal on pumpkin, or also our fast food. The second question we got was perhaps some tips on how to increase your squat. How do we go about doing that?
Oh, I guess what's your goal first? If it's just strength or like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure in his case, if he's asking how to increase he said how to improve or increase like.
How to increase your squat.
Yeah, so I'm sure his goal is strength in that situation, but I think.
This is actually from Quad Queen 007.
Quad Queen 007.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't be asking us that if your name's Quad Queen. I would assume you have big quads.
Right.
But no, anyways, I can look at it. I mean, you probably have more to touch on from the strength perspective, but I think a big part of why people don't get stronger too is the nutrition side of things too.
Sure.
So just, I think before we talk about maybe form, technique, ways of progressing, stuff like that, you gotta make sure your diet's definitely set, you know, because if you're not eating enough food to supply the necessary nutrients to actually build muscle or fuel an effective workout, it's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you gotta put gas in your car if you want to drive. So
Yeah. You can't
that's always number one. Everyone's body's different, and I feel like if you're focusing on strength training primarily, I don't think you need to jam as much food down carbs wise as like a bodybuilder, because training usually bodybuilding, the rep ranges and the goal of actually building muscle or prioritizing that over strength.
Mm-hmm.
You usually do need more food. I think because it's more metabolically demanding.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing more work kind of.
Yeah.
But if you're more of a powerlifter, from what I know, you don't have to eat as much. Maybe more of like a slight surplus, like 100 to 200 calories above maintenance.
Yeah. Yeah, like, or even just like maintaining weight. I feel like.
Yeah, maintaining weight.
Which is like interesting to touch on, because I feel like a lot of times powerlifters will just like be in huge surplus and be gaining weight a ton of the time, when like maybe if they want to gain weight, they should be training for hypertrophy.
Yeah, because it would make more sense.
Yeah.
Because like if you don't want to just gain fat necessarily.
Right. Yeah.
Because I feel like if strength's your goal too, like if you just get super fat, that's gonna change your mechanics and how you leverage weight and stuff.
Yep.
And so will building muscle, but I feel like at least muscle is functional, I guess, in the sense that it's quality weight you're adding. So if you're gaining weight, you should be, like you said, you should maybe be training hypertrophy, so that the weight you gain is more, lean tissue, like muscle. But I think too, getting at that's another thing too. Increasing your body weight, you probably will get stronger too. So
that's very true.
That's another thing, if you're at a plateau, like maybe you need to put on some weight.
Yeah.
Go through a hypertrophy phase where you build a little muscle.
Yeah.
Where that's the focus. Like you can still obviously build muscle with strength training, with that being the focus, but you might need to increase your body weight to increase just usually as your body weight goes up, your strength does.
Yeah.
That's on the nutrition side of things, at least the way I look at it.
I mean, also if you're like power building, I know that's a really common thing that people, especially our age, do.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of hard to focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah, it's
which I understand.
Yeah.
That's something I used to do, and it's a lot of fucking fun to train like that.
It is fun, but you, like you said, you can get good results, but you get subpar results in both.
Mm-hmm.
Where you could just get really good results in training for hypertrophy, and then do an 8-week phase of strength training where you get really good results, and then those piggyback off each other over the long run instead of trying to slowly creep up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Periodization.
Yeah. Other things when it comes to increasing your squat, I think specificity is a really important thing to touch on. Just actually squatting quite often.
Yeah, I was gonna say increase the frequency that you do it.
Yeah, like probably doing it at least twice a week if you're really focusing on trying to increase your squat, maybe even more than that.
Yeah, because a big part of strength too is the skill.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why, we don't train for it, so we get stronger, but it's not like we're making huge, crazy progressions either, but it's not the focus.
Yeah.
But with strength, it is an actual skill that you need to develop, so.
Yeah. Yeah, like
the more
bracing.
you do it.
Yeah, bracing under super heavy weight, executing quality reps while literally getting fucking squashed. But I mean, that is kind of what we're doing in hypertrophy too, but we're in higher rep ranges.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So yeah, I think specificity is important, but also seeking to, add weight to the bar, but also not be like too. I think something that is important when it comes to increasing strength on any sort of lift is not get too carried away with, like, trying to add more weight to the bar.
So being patient.
Yeah, being patient.
That's where I struggle.
Yeah.
I like to keep like
Yeah.
throwing shit on, but
Yeah, because it's like the one objective, well, not the one objective measure, but it is an objective measure. Just adding another 2.5 pounds.
it's the easiest one.
Yeah, yeah, and like it's clear, like if you're squatting 365 versus 315, like you clearly got stronger.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, whereas like, but I think being patient is important, which is kind of tough sometimes because if you're trying to get stronger at something, the goal is obviously to do more weight. But
again, it comes back to the skill thing. Like,
yeah,
you might not get stronger one week, but say your form gets better and you squat, maybe your tempo is faster, so it was easier. That's stronger, even though maybe you didn't put more weight on.
Yeah.
But like you might have a week where you don't necessarily add more weight, but everything just goes better in terms of like form and the way you execute it, which is still progress. It's just people don't realize that sometimes. So yeah, and honestly too, something that helps me stay true that is recording my sets that are important to me, because I can compare. Like there's some weeks I don't get stronger, but I'll compare the set to last week and like, I didn't pause so much at the top. It was more continuous reps and
totally
stuff like that. So just being more objective in different ways.
I think that's probably that's a really good tip to increase your squat too, is record your shit.
Yeah, because you can't see yourself doing it, and it's like, well, how do you know what to work on? Like you might, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, I felt a little more pressure on my foot here than last time, but like if you don't visually, like I feel like you need to see something more in order to really improve at it.
Yeah, you might have more to touch on what I'm gonna say here, but just because I don't know the exact reasons and muscles and all that, I have a good idea, but like something that I felt helped improve my squatting ability is not neglecting other movements that aren't necessarily squat focused. Like I know, like when I started doing a lot of like single leg, like Romanian, single leg stiff leg deadlifts, honestly, like strengthening like my glutes and stuff. That I feel like that helped me like stabilizing and just like feel, like being able to do like more controlled reps, which obviously getting stronger in general you're gonna be able to do that. But I think things like that are like Bulgarian split squats, like other things that kind of put your leg through a similar range of motion, but maybe loaded the muscles differently, can help. So like not like this kind of goes back to the power building conversation, where a lot of people have like their main lifts and then they have their accessories that they kind of don't put the effort into, and they neglect them because they're accessories and they don't matter.
Yeah.
Which, there's compound lifts, but everything that's in your program should be there for a reason.
Yeah.
And every rep of every exercise and every exercise you do should have an intent and a reason you're doing it. So there's no reason to not go as hard on your bicep curls because it's last in your exercise or workout program, or there's not a reason to not take your Bulgarian split squats as serious because you're more worried about your squat. Like everything complements each other. So like, I don't know. That's just something that I noticed. My whole, in terms of bodybuilding, my whole physique skyrocketed once I started doing everything with intention and making sure everything in my program is there for a reason and not just to do more.
Yeah. And if you have something in your program that you just don't put any focus towards, why is it there?
Yeah, why is it there?
Because you're not going to get anything out of it if you're not actually pushing close to failure, if you're not actually putting intention into it. Like if you're just going through the motions and doing it because it's on your program, chances are you're not getting anything out of it. Just jump volume. Yeah. Waste your time.
Yeah. And I kind of did that yesterday with legs. Like I got through my quad movements and like typically in the past and during a normal week, this is a normal week, but I am kind of taking it easier. I didn't even do my hamstring movements after just because I was like, I'm pretty beat right now. I had a good quad workout. Yeah. I know mentally I want to do my hamstring movements because they're on my program, but right now it's not going to do me any good to do them.
Yeah.
So I just didn't do them.
Yeah.
And that was it. So
Yeah, I mean, you auto-regulated.
yeah.
And especially in a, like...
I'm pretty deep into my training, so it's kind of like,
Yeah.
at this point, it's not going to do me anything other than burn extra calories. And that's not my goal right now, so I just didn't do it.
Yeah. Dude, I gotta say, in my workout today, I felt fucked up from yesterday.
The deadlifts?
Yeah, the deadlifts really messed me up. Yeah, my lower back is sore as shit, my glutes, everything. I did some stretching today too. Man, it's crazy.
Opened up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should probably start stretching.
Yeah, I should do it more too. Like, it's just something that's really hard to do consistently, honestly.
Yeah. It's just sometimes it's another one of those things that like, but I feel like with stretching, I don't know if this is how this is looked at, but I don't like static stretching at least before I work out.
I don't either.
I just don't. So like, I'm not gonna do before my workout, and then usually after my workout, I just want to go home and eat.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's one of those things that kind of just feels like a burden.
Yeah.
But probably should be doing it.
Yeah.
So.
It's
Do as we say, not as we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
that's
Stretch.
Right. Yeah. I also think that, or I think there have been some like studies that have shown that doing static stretching before your workout can actually decrease your performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I don't do it, but I just feel vulnerable. Like I never really open up in a workout with a stretched movement either.
Yeah.
I don't know, mentally I don't like it. Like if I'm gonna do pec flies or something like that, it's usually towards the end of my workout.
Yeah, that makes sense because when you're really stretching them to long muscle length. All right, guys. The camera stopped recording on us. Let's go.
We talked about a lot. We were saying that we were going to continue doing podcasts as one of our goals in 2023, and they're probably going to be over Zoom because we'll both be at college.
We did talk about a collective goal, which was to do continue doing podcasts. This is something that I think we both really enjoy doing, and we both like had some really good conversations, and like Shea was talking about earlier that wasn't caught on camera, which was like fucking so sad.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff, but that's alright.
But that like every time we talk, like we'll always be like, oh man, this totally could have been a podcast.
Yeah, like we have a lot. We have a lot to talk about, and you know, we'll make more podcasts out of, you know, all these topics and stuff, and it's kind of funny actually because we thought the thing was recording, but we just literally kept talking. Didn't even think about it, so it goes to show that we have a lot to talk about, and we're gonna make it a goal to do more podcasts and stick to it. And like I said in the clip that you guys didn't see because the camera turned off, life does happen though, so like, but we'll do our best.
Indeed. Yeah. And yeah, if you guys have any things that you want us to talk about as well, definitely let us know in the comments. Shea and I can talk for days on end about any shit like this, so even if you just have like one little thing to talk about, chances are it'll spark another conversation. Like we had 2 questions on Instagram, and
did we get those?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did? Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
You guys saw that.
Yeah, we hit those, and I think we did.
Yeah.
I really fucking hope we did. But yeah, I think it'll also be a little easier over Zoom because I can see like if the recording stops. But yeah, you want to close her out?
Yeah, sure. Sorry that the camera died and you guys missed a great combo, but that'll be coming soon. Hopefully in the future on another podcast of the Meathead University. But thank you guys for listening, and do us a favor if you can, like, comment, share,
with your grandma,
and subscribe.
Cause
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.